It's a big day for business, a lot of reopening, but I guess as well, while there's some hope, some will be on their last legs, and just seeing how the reopening goes, how much demand has been sort of pent up and whether they're going to be viable going forward.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough 3 or 4 months, and certainly one day doesn't make up for that 3 or 4 months. It's been really, really difficult for a lot of businesses. I mean, today is back to business day. When we talk about businesses, we're talking more than just bricks and mortar, though, and that word business. It's more about people. This is people's businesses. It's their livelihoods. It's often their life's work. And, they've been in hibernation for a while now. They've had government support packages which have kept them afloat. But now it is time to reopen. It's time for people to go out and support their businesses and get back to normal again.
I suppose a huge thing here is going to be consumer sentiment, and that is confidence in the economy, and that always means confidence in their own job, but also, I guess, confidence to go out there and spend money and feel safe, because we know they've got money. We know these massive payments have resulted in unprecedented savings for consumers. It's whether they're going to be willing to spend it now.
That's right. It is about sentiment and confidence. I think what businesses need is confidence and surety. We're getting that from the new Premier Perrottet, that we won't go back into lockdowns unless absolutely necessary, and they'll be much more targeted. I think as this goes on, that people will actually get confidence very quickly. We're going to get to that 80% double dose threshold perhaps within a week. I think within 2 or 3 weeks, we'll see a very, very different New South Wales. We'll see people confident, we'll see people going out, we'll see people travelling to the regions, taking the holidays, going to the restaurants. What we saw last time when we came out of a lockdown is that rebound was very, very quick. The economy came back very, very quickly, and that's a good thing. We need people to get out there and spending, and we need to get people back on their feet, making up this lost ground.
Probably the biggest question mark is anyone with a business that relies on foot traffic from people going into the office. That must be a concern for these businesses. They don't know, how many people will be going back, not just initially, but whether patterns have changed in some areas or some types of office space forever.
I think that's right. I think a lot of those CBD locations are going to be impacted for some time. They are the ones that did it the toughest, to be honest. We saw a slight change about a week ago to the restrictions, whereby when we get to 80% double dose, which again could be in a week or two, that people won't be required to wear masks in the office. Now, what that means is having masks in an office environment really stifles people returning to that office. So without having to wear masks in the office, we believe people will come back a bit quicker, and we will start to see people come back to those CBD locations in particular in November, December, just in time for that Christmas trade period, the retail trade, the hospitality trade. So we're really hoping that we can get a bit of a groundswell before Christmas so that those CBD retailers, and it's not just Sydney, it's Parramatta, it's Blacktown, it's some of those regional CBDs as well, that they can get on their feet again and get some Christmas trade back up.
The biggest area for uncertainty seems to be vaccine passports, exactly how they're policed. Do you anticipate a lot of businesses, and I'm not saying you're saying to do this, but in reality either won't police it or will be too busy it will be too difficult for them to police it?
Look, what this is about is about businesses taking reasonable steps. So I've had assurances from government if businesses take reasonable steps that they won't be the ones getting fined. This is an individual responsibility. People out there know if they are vaccinated or not, and they know if they can and can't go onto premises. So as long as businesses have got a check-in procedure and they make an attempt to view vaccination status for people that are attending their sites, then that is all they need to do. Government have assured us if there's fines to be handed out, if people are doing the wrong thing, it'll be an individual responsibility, and we call on people to do the right thing.
All right, well, we'll see how that plays out, because there was some uncertainty leading up to it, but as you're saying there that you've been given some assurance for businesses. Just finally, of course, the real test is going to be not today, the next few weeks. Not necessarily case numbers, but hospital numbers, ICU numbers, and making sure the health system cope. So this is a huge test, isn't it? Not just for New South Wales, but for the nation, the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, because that is the lag into serious cases, into hospitalisation. Such a critical time.
Yeah, I think that's right. We have enormous faith in New South Wales Health. They've done a great job right throughout this pandemic in challenging circumstances. We have one of the best health systems in the world in New South Wales, and I believe that they'll be set up. The contact tracers will be in place. The hospital beds will be there should we need them. Hopefully we won't, and hopefully businesses can get on with doing things in a COVID-safe way, and we all go about and start to live with this virus.
Daniel Hunter, all the best for all the various groups that you represent, of course, and businesses out there trying to make a go of it again on what I suppose is being dubbed Freedom Day, even though it's supposed to be called something else. Thanks for your time today.